Have you been recruited to the dark side? I actually really mean that. You know, there's a whole campaign going on out there. Pretty much always has been, but especially since we've had the internet, it's so much easier to recruit people. And you may not even know you've been recruited. I'm going to ask you some questions and find out if maybe you are unknowingly a recruit. Are you ready to find out? Because the future of your adventure here on planet Earth depends on it. And as a collective, our future on this planet. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. There is a campaign going on. It's a very strong one, very powerful one. It is the recruitment for, well, let's just say unconsciousness. I don't want to say the dark side. You know, the one is everything, including darkness. It's exploring that. But do you want to go there? Do you want to go into the basement in the darkness with the others? Or do you want to go up to the penthouse? It's a choice, an individual one. Neither right nor wrong. It's just a personal choice. Of course, that building that houses everybody, well, we're aware that there are people down on the other floors. We don't know what's going on there because we're focused on what we're doing up in the penthouse, seeing that beautiful world and creating it. Here's my question for you. Are you taking any sides for what you believe is good? Are you listening to anything, or especially videos, that are demonstrating what other people are doing that is negative? Are you following any, even spiritual teachers, that are telling you that there are people doing this and this and this, and therefore you are actually focused on this and this and this, things that you may not even know what has been going on, or maybe isn't actually going on. It's an interpretation. We can't be sure. But your focus on it really doesn't change anything. It actually fuels it. Are you participating in any kind of separation? Because there's a huge campaign of the good guys and gals that is going to make you think that you need to be on a side that's going to win. That is unconsciousness. And so therefore you may think you're doing all these wonderful things, but you're actually just spending your time looking at what others are doing instead of creating the new positive world and not giving any of that attention, because separation is unconsciousness. If you are a part of what you feel is positive and you're fighting for the cause and whatever, you're part of the recruitment for fear. Anytime that you believe that there is somebody evil or wrong, you are going into fear and unconsciousness and separation, and the one doesn't see anybody as wrong. Everybody is unconditionally loved and perfect, exploring everything that we are. It is exploring the darkness, so how can it be wrong? It's just an experience. Our best teachers. But if we don't see it that way, we will go into separation, which keeps the planet in conflict. It's part of a campaign of conscious and unconscious people. Conscious meaning they're aware of what they're doing, to keep you in taking sides, and which is fear, which is the separation that will continue and perpetuate the conflict on the planet that we've had for centuries. The new era is when we see all of that as part of the fear-based choices, not to be judged, but that us, through the light that we can shine on what can be done, that includes everyone, that welcomes and loves everyone, when we focus on that, we create it. When we get entrenched in what other people are doing, it's an ego not accepting others' choices and saying good or bad. Good or bad is unconsciousness. And if you're getting recruited by people that are out there telling you who's doing what and how they're programming you and all this other stuff, and then you watch these videos of how Hollywood's doing it, or spiritual teachers, what they're doing, and it's all sensationalism. And all they get is a lot of eyeballs and subscriptions. More peaceful channels can be a little boring, right? And this is why we came to planet Earth. Euphoria can be boring. And so we shake it up and we come down here and we get a little bit of a little zaza zoom that tests you, and all of a sudden you realize how amazing it is to love unconditionally, to give to others unconditionally, to give compassion instead of anger. It's a wonderful, beautiful feeling, and you understand what that compassion and love is because you see the opposite of it, because you see the anger and the separation. There's a recruitment of the campaigns, and they're not going to do it by being, jackasses. They're going to do it by looking like good people. So how do you determine the good from the bad? Not that you need to do that. I think that you really have a good handle on this. But let's talk about that. What's the final result that they're looking for? What's the final result? If the channels that you're watching or the media you're watching is instilling any kind of negativity in you or fear of the future or others, especially others, then it is a campaign to recruit fear. Okay? So if you are watching something and you feel empowered and you feel light and positive, then it is consciousness showing you that you don't have to go into darkness and that you can be the light and the change. So it's the final result that you have to look at. If that media is in any way negative, you have to shut it down. And I know you guys don't want to do that. You think you have to watch it. And my question is why? What is it you need to know? Unless you're going to do something about it. And then my question is, what is it you're actually going to do? Battle and separate? Or are you going to get on a plane and go supply food and water and medical stuff? And, that's a different story. And that's not darkness. That is coming together in light to the aid of others. Are you watching anything that's causing any fear or pointing fingers? I've actually had people say stuff to me that's so insane that, that I'm doing, I'm part of the cabal. And I said, I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. I actually really don't know what it is, other than it's some evil dark side. And I'm sure there's 1,001 stories behind it. And I'm thinking you have to be watching something else to even get that insanity in your head. Because the truth is, all of us are just absolutely perfect, and everybody out there that's making a lower choice is a teacher. And your response is the only thing you must focus on. What's my response? Is it coming from love and compassion, positive change, or am I getting entrenched in the darkness? That's all it is, and that's how you can determine what you watch. Whatever you focus on, quantum physics, you actually create. So even if you're looking at something negative and you don't believe it or like it, you're actually creating it. It becomes real. And that's why, people watch these things about, predictions and these cataclysmic movies. Well, if we didn't watch them, we wouldn't even have those thoughts and that potential creation in our head. But we do. And then we go, oh, it came true. Oh, shocker, because we don't believe we're actually doing it. But we are. Because we're not making other choices. So if you watch that and you made another choice and you gave to the planet in a positive way, change, inventions, cleaned things up, and you were totally focused on that, giving to others, living with less, living a simpler life that's cleaner for yourself and everyone else. If you were doing that, then you would be contributing to the change instead of watching what has been going on that's contributing no good positive result. What are you watching? You've got to be honest with yourself here. You really do. So you can watch anything you want, right? But if it is of a negative, fearful nature or taking sides, it's a recruitment for darkness, conscious or unconscious. Some people are purposefully doing it because they get, like I said, a lot of attention that way. So I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter to me what kind of attention I get. I know when I tell you that you're absolutely perfect and beautiful. You have an absolutely unbelievable purpose here. And it is to make the higher choices in order to change the planet. And if you don't make those choices, that's okay too. It's only your adventure. However, we are one. And when you realize you contribute to the totality, with those choices, you got to know that we can do better. Right? We can do better because we don't have to live in pain and struggle anymore. And so we're going to learn from that. Are you ready to step away from the brainwashing and programming? It's brainwashing. I'm telling you, if I was going to brainwash somebody to go do something or, create fear, of course I'd do it in an absolutely beautiful way. And then I'd tell them somebody else is wrong and they need to fight against it, or watch that, or here's what somebody's doing. I'd gain your trust first, and then I'd send you into fear. I'm not going to do that because you have nothing to fear. There is no one who has power over you. And there's nothing you have to be frightened of. Your future is beautiful. You could create anything you want. Give to others. Be the change maker. Be the light. And love that darkness. Send your light and love to it. And you will make a tremendous difference. But don't participate in it on any level. I know that it's playing out whatever it wants to. But, if you're not playing with it, it has no friends anymore to play with. It might just make some changes to get back on the playground where it's a lot of fun. So I hope you'll subscribe and share this with people and let them know that every choice, it's either in harmony and love or separation and darkness. And, unconsciousness is a better word for me to use. Darkness is just another choice. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I have free videos. I got a lot of cool stuff. A free mobile app. One of my manifesting keeps you in those positive frame of mind, realizing my thought is creating. These are free videos, and it's helping people to create online businesses. Focus on that which you can give that's positive, that'll make a positive difference on this planet. If you're going to sell things online, make sure that it doesn't destroy our nature or have chemicals in it. Let's make high choices, right? Love that out there. Respect it. It's not about you and your ego. It's about us. We are one, and everything that you do affects everything else. That's what you came here for, so be on it, my friend. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you. Namaste.